people said, "Oh, you can't kill Spock." And I said, "Yeah, you can kill him. The only question is whether you kill him well."
With fans threatening a boycott over rumors of Spock's demise, Paramount was in an impossible situation.
The bottom line was he wanted out. They only got him in the movie promising him a big death scene.
Star Trek was caught in a conundrum entirely of its creator's own making.
The only question is whether you kill him well.
Without the element of surprise, some ingenious sleight of hand was required.
You have this scene where it turns out the Kobayashi Maru is a simulation.
Captain?
Put that at the beginning. Let the audience see that Spock dies. They'll say, oh, that's what this was all about. Then you can catch them by surprise at the end of the picture.
Aren't you dead?
It's all just kind of a setup to throw us.
But when it came to euthanizing his own character, Leonard Nimoy was suddenly uneasy.
That was a major, difficult moment for me. Very difficult.
I think he was having sort of jittery feelings about, do I really want to end this after all?
This was a big moment. Big enough so that the minute they do it, Leonard Nimoy starts having second thoughts.
And I began to be concerned that maybe I'd made a mistake.
Then he was feeling very sort of jittery and testy and nervous about it.
But Nimoy had no qualms about the manner of Spock's demise.
Maybe it's fitting that Spock should die, saving the ship and the crew, and be a hero and go out in a blaze of glory.
This was potentially the most important Star Trek scene ever, and everyone knew it. Well, almost everyone.
I didn't really understand the significance to so many people of what was going on while we were shooting. Until I turn around and see my cinematographer is crying. The first AD is crying.
Don't grieve, Admiral.
The prop guy is crying.
The needs of the many outweigh
the needs of the few.
Or the one.
And I was just making the movie.
Spock.
Bill and Leonard really just nailed that. I mean, they were sobbing on the set. I mean, they really got into it.
I was always very touched by what happened in that sequence. And it really worked in the film. I have people still today who write me and say every time I still see that picture for the 5th, 10th time, I still cry.
It was the perfect end for Spock, performed to perfection, except...
We had shot the scene with no film in the camera.
You're kidding.
First time it ever happened to me in thousands and thousands of scenes.
This is a story about Kirk coming to terms with himself. Kirk begins by saying,
I don't believe in the no-win scenario.
until he's confronted by it.
It's a story about a man who ultimately realizes his fallibility and perhaps accepts his humanity.
Death is the no-win scenario.